finished reading one of the best books ever. Thank you, Elizabeth, for suggesting Melina Marchetta to me, because this book was fantastic. I know you haven't read this book yet, and you should. Finnikin of the Rock is what I just finished reading. I really love the cover of this book. The forest in the background is beautiful. I love the intricate detail on the sword, and I just love seeing his face in the background of it. I don't think the model there should be Finnikin if it is, because in the book Finnikin is a redhead. Anyway, I still think it's a beautiful cover. This book starts off with a huge disaster. You get a little bit of a prologue where you have the king, the whole beautiful kingdom, the royal children all playing together. You have Finnikin, Lucian, and Balthazar, which are an inseparable trio, which have sworn to protect Isabeau with their life. She is the youngest of the three princesses, and this is kind of where the story really begins. They made a pledge. They cut out some of their flesh from their leg, and it was a pledge to keep her safe. And then all of a sudden, one day, the entire royal family ends up slaughtered. And they see bloody handprints on the outside of the kingdom after the door's been locked. They think it's the forest dwellers who did it, so there's a huge massacre. They're burning people at the stake and just death everywhere. So Sarah Nona, I think that's how you say her name, she's being burned alive at the stake, and what she does is put this huge curse over the kingdom, wherein the entire border of the town, which I cannot say its name because I cannot pronounce it properly, that entire border of the town is just blocked off with this black evil mist. Another thing I love about this book so much is the pictures. Here you have the town. This is the entire kingdom, the land of Skulkendor. Weird name. But yes, you have all the kingdoms, and here you have Lumatier. I'm awful at pronouncing things, but I just really love how you have the maps in the book. I think every book that talks about a mystical land should have maps. And the ones that do, fantastic. Because that helps in your mind to create this picture, because you're able to follow it, and it gives you such detailed descriptions of the topographical landscape. And I really like that. Melina did a fantastic job of introducing us to the characters, and in this book the main character is Finnikin, hence the name Finnikin of the Rock. And Finnikin's father was the captain of the guard, and he was imprisoned. So nobody knows where he is. And these people have been separated from the kingdom for 10 years. They call themselves the Exiles. And Finnikin is put in the care of Sir Troper. Sir Troper and him go on this, it's an adventure quest throughout the land to find all of the different exile camps, write down the names of the dead, and just write down the history of their city, their kingdom. And Finnikin was just dead set on learning the language, everything. He speaks so many different languages. Then in his sleep one day, he was told the heir lives and sent on a journey to a kingdom called, I believe, Sendance. Again, I apologize for my awful pronunciation. And there, Sir Trofer and himself climb up the side of this mountain to a worship temple. In this entire land, they worship Lagami and Sagami, I believe. Means light and dark. And it's all about goddesses. They go up to this Lagami temple and find a novice there, Evangeline. And they reluctantly take her into their guard And she has a vow of silence. Her head has been shaved. She's just your regular novice. Yet there's more to her. And they go on this amazing adventure throughout the lands. Along their journeys, they end up picking up a thief, and his name was Froy. And there's murder, there's massacre, rape, there's everything in this book. I felt a lot of strong emotions, and essentially the entire book is about getting back into their city. And there's this prophecy that her blood will be shed for you to be king. And Finnikin spends his whole life feeling guilty because he thinks he killed Isabeau. And then he has Evangeline in the background being a royal pain in the butt. Yet he loves her regardless. The way Melina describes the adventures that go on, and the way Evangeline is just a little bit of a troublemaker, does not follow orders whatsoever. You really like her because she's fantastic. She's definitely my favorite character in this book, but there's so many characters, and without giving too much away, I found that I loved it. Just this whole world, well created. I love the whole medieval thing, the whole medieval time, and I could picture everything in my mind with the way it was described. And it wasn't too long of a book, but it was just long enough that leaves you wanting more. And I believe there's another book called Froy of the Exiles, and I cannot wait to go to the library and get it. So, yes. I hope if you guys have not read this book and you really like medieval themes or anything Melina Marchetta writes, read it. I plan on reading more of her books because it was just fantastically written. So again, thank you, Liz, for suggesting this to me. I'm gonna go read another book. You have a fantastic time.